What is up, everyone? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're not alone here, guys. We have Colbro on the channel who is joining us for a quick chit chat about Raid, guys, and the evolution of the game, because Raid needs to copy these 5 things from the other games in order to be at the top, or the 3 things, the 6 things, how many we're gonna discuss, because there will be quite a few. I feel like Raid is definitely at a point where they need to evolve, kind of like any other predator in the world, like any other beast, animal, or any other living thing. We need evolution, and I feel like Raid is definitely at this step, especially now that they've brought the Curse City, which honestly is definitely amazing as content. I'm enjoying it so far. What about you, Colbrew? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. And if I'm being honest, yeah, the Kirsten 2 past week has been a ton of fun. My player power rose up by like 2 million just this last week because I started equipping all the forgotten champions I had by Vault. And it's fun trying to think of teams that can make them work for for all the stages.
Definitely. I'm actually slacking a bit. I've missed 2 days on using all the keys because I got distracted. I'm busy with other IRL stuff, so I need to crack on it. I'm supposed to at least go and do some of the easy stages just to get them done. While I didn't have the time to actually rebuild some of the champions, but I've been so busy, I've completely forgot about
Forgot that too.
to go and use them at least on the lower difficulties. So I'm not I'm not behind, but it's fine. I think we have plenty of time to complete everything with some room of wasting keys and time. But the main idea, guys, a lot of you are playing different games, and I've done a poll on my channel. I've asked you how many of you guys are playing Watcher of Realms, how many of you guys are playing Dragonair Silent Gods, and this is not a sponsored video or anything at all from the other games, guys. I've just thought that it would be great to kind of like pinpoint some of the amazing features that other games have, and how amazing it would be if those features would be in Raid, especially with the addition of this new content, And Colbrew plays Watcher of Realms. I've tried it myself. I haven't played it much since, honestly, because I've been so busy. I just didn't have the time to properly grind it. So my main focus is on Dragonair and Raid, of course. And I feel like he's definitely the right person to talk about great features that are in Watcher of Realms, great features that are in Dragonair, and what would be very important to have in Raid. So because I'm not playing Watcher of Realms, but I know almost 20% of you guys are playing Watcher of Realms, I'm actually going to take you to this website, warcodex.com. Right here, you're going to find everything that you need to know about Watcher of Realms. News, tier lists, guides, articles, everything. They have a mercy tracker, so many different things. So I'm gonna pin this link in the pin comment, guys, so you guys can check it out. But literally, whatever you guys need to know about the website, about Watcher of Realms, is on the website. The heroes, artifacts, everything, and they are working on all sorts of different tools, period tracker,
Yeah.
value calculator. So definitely head over and check them out if you are playing Watcher of Realms. But Colbrew, what's so amazing about Watcher of Realms? What's kind of like the most favorite 3 things in Watcher of Realms that you have, basically?
We were discussing about it, and thanks for the shout out for the site, man. We were discussing about things that I would just call them out and say that this is such an amazing thing is gear farming, all right? Gear farming in all of these games that we play, Dragonair, Raid, Watcher of Realms, there's one thing that you want to get in these games is just good gear. And sometimes it's all about the RNG when you're upgrading the gear and where the rolls are gonna be and if it's good or not. We all know it's crazy. Sometimes you get one item is the best one you ever had, or other times you farm 1,000 in a row and it's just nothing. Well, Watcher Realms has this system where it's a small chance, like 1 out of every 100 or 200 gear pieces that you farm,
Mhm.
you usually get it. It's not a guaranteed drop, but around there is where you usually get an item that is called an ancient, you know, ancient mythical gear piece. Okay, for
Mhm.
whatever that drops from the specific dungeon you're fighting, and that ancient gear piece has guaranteed stats in it that can roll much better than other gear would be. So that in itself brings you that at least certainty, all right, even if I spend like 1,000 energy trying to run these dungeons, at least get maybe one item that I know will be good. I know it will be worth it. The energy that I'm spending will at least give me something that is good, and I'll equip that as an upgrade to my heroes. And I think that is just an amazing thing to have for, these long gear farming sessions. Just to know, okay, in the back of your mind, I'll get maybe 4 or 5 of these ancients after farming 500 runs in a row. That's gonna be great. I'll equip my heroes. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, and I imagine having it in raid. You just go, you farm Fire Knight 100 times, you're getting all that fresh 5-star gear that you're like, oh my god, again, just silver. But then you have a chance at getting one piece that can mean there is an upgrade, and you don't need to farm 100k energy to get to that piece. So hear me out. My account is very developed, right? I've spent quite a bit on it. I farmed a lot of gear, and if I want to get an upgrade on my gear, okay, it's honestly pointless to even go and attempt to farm the dungeons for an upgrade, because out of 100k energy, okay, maybe if I'm lucky, I will get that one upgrade. Of course, I might be lucky and get 2 or 3 upgrades. I'm not saying that cannot happen, but it's very unlikely, and it's very, very hard to actually get an upgrade. It's very, very hard. And having a system like this just to reward you every now and then, to give you something that, yay, is worth farming for, would be something very, very nice to have in the game. 100%.
Yeah, just an amazing system in itself.
What would be another thing that you would think it would be great to be implemented in Raid?
One more thing that the Watcher of Realms has is when you're doing your summons, right? Normal summons,
Yeah.
you get rares, right? You can get uncommons, actually. You can get rares in the summons. But the good thing about it is that even the rares that you get, if you have like rares that you don't want, you unlock them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can sell them back to the
Okay.
game. So every 3 rares you get on average is basically one more summon that you can do in terms of currency that you get back. So like if you're summoning 100 summons during a summoning weekend and you get 98 rares from it or whatever, those 98 rares, you sell them back, you get lots of currency, you can do more summons again, or you can use that to go and farm, your dungeons or whatever. It's gems. You get
So
gems back.
you're getting gems. So that's an
Yeah.
interesting idea too. Like, so many times you're getting a massive overflow of rare champions that, yeah, I know you can use them as chickens, which is kind of like the whole idea with trade. You use whatever is weak as chickens, but let's just say you want to get something better back as value, and getting some gems back or some sort of currency that will potentially allow you to purchase other goodies, like even if it might be a skill tome, or maybe another ancient shard to try our luck again, considering that we have like almost 1000 champions in the game. It would be amazing to have a feature like that. 100%. And let us know in the comments down below, because I know how I mentioned, I think I was gonna say it, or I wanted to say it. Approximately 20% of you guys, of my viewership, of my amazing community, are playing Watcher of Realms, and around 6 or 8%, if I'm not mistaken, are playing Dragonair Silent Gods. And let us know in the comments down below what features you would love to see in Raid from these two games, because honestly, they do have some very interesting features, both of these games, and it would be nice to have something like this in Raid as well. Let us know in the comments down below. What other feature you have on the list, Colbrew?
I would say the other feature is like a really basic one that
Yeah,
I think Dragonair has the same thing. Is when you do a fight, like a raid dungeon, you raid a dungeon, or you raid campaign,
yeah,
but you fail it. If you
yeah.
fail it, you don't lose the energy.
100%. So that's something that every single one of you guys that played Dragonair told me that. I was not aware that Watcher of Realms has it too. But I can go
Yeah.
and retry the Dragon run 200 times. If my team sucks and I cannot defeat it, I'm not wasting my energy. And that's so good, because why should I be punished if the team fails? Like, Lamp, give me that chance to retry it, man. Like, don't take my energy, because it's limited anyway. So that's
Yeah.
definitely something that would be amazing to be in Raid. And I know that this is a common one, since we are coming at common goals here, common things that would be
Yeah.
nice, is the free gear removal, guys. And This will push me more into the Curse City because there are quite a few things that are really, really showing the flaws of Raid when we're talking about building hundreds of champions, which is required for the Curse City, having the gear removal, changing masteries. But we're going to discuss more about these couple of things in a second. But free gear removal, isn't that amazing to experience it in different games without having to worry that, okay, I can move my gear sets from these champions to the others and use the silver just to level up the gear. Like I don't need to farm silver just to move artifacts. The silver is used to level up artifacts. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, that's what I think Raid should move on to. I mean, with so many new sets, so many new champions, moving gear around is more of a thing nowadays. And when you have free free gear removal or free swapping of gear in these games with presets available and all of that, it just shows you how amazing that system is
Ah,
and
man,
how if
it's
Raid implements that,
wow,
yeah,
wow.
it's
That's all I can tell
it's
you.
a thing that is required. Yeah, it's a thing that is required in Raid with so
It's
many different sets that each of them has a different thing to do. You have things in mind to make different strategies, and Raid has it more than these two games because Raid is a game that's 5 years old. And they've been developing their different sets and different encounters where you have and you're fighting in the different strategy where you gotta do, and different sets are for different purposes. And I wish we had it in Raid. We already have the high cost of upgrading an artifact or an accessory, right? So what's the point of moving gear around costing silver? I don't see it.
yeah. So very good point about the cost. The main idea with silver, with this currency, silver, gold, however each one of the games will call it, is to basically level up your piece of gear, your artifact. It's not the cost to remove it. If you're thinking about it, overall, to remove the gear is not as costly as leveling up a piece of gear. In Raid, unlike the other games, leveling up a piece of gear is so expensive. Okay, so expensive. Like this piece right here, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and take one for the team. But I have 279 million, right? Look at that. 1.1 million. Okay, to get 1.1 million silver back is hard. Okay, and then if you want to move the gear, it will cost you again. If I need to remove all this, is what, 100k for each piece. If I'm trying to equip it from a different champion, I can go to a 1.2 million just to change these 6 pieces of gear. And it's very expensive. It's very hard to
It is,
basically
yeah.
get the silver back, and this really caused a massive issue now with the addition of the Curse City, which requires to build so many different teams, so many restrictions on factions, on affinities, on everything. So it really requires you to use a lot of different different teams, and you need to build them. Even me, that I've been playing for so long, I cannot build all the teams with separate gear without having to move gear from a team to another. I don't know about you, but I cannot do it with all the gear in the world that I have. It's just not doable.
Yeah, I mean, I could use my other gear that I have available, but it's not gonna be very good for especially the upper parts of Curiosity, the Soul Cross. That's where things get really difficult for our
Yeah,
account.
exactly.
So you gotta be fast. You gotta have relentless stun and all that, and you gotta be all combination of stats that you might need, like accuracy and maybe resistance. So just having the free gear removal would have been ideal.
Yeah, totally, man, totally. And the next thing, because again, is very very common for both of the other games, guys, is the market. Okay, I feel like it's just natural evolution. Like this should evolve together with your account's level. That's how this market should work. And at the same time, yes, we are getting 5 ancients a month from here. If you didn't knew that, you're gonna have to keep an eye on them. Every month they reset, and 5 of them will randomly appear in here. But we're not getting anything of value. Yes, in the first week when you start playing the game, you might find something. But I feel like the market actually evolves with the level of your account. And early on, at the beginning, you're only getting 3-star gear and crap like that. You're not getting anything higher to actually benefit you when you're playing the game at the beginning, right? I might be wrong, but I feel like it does like this. It doesn't give you anything of 5-star early on.
Early on, yeah, there's no gear that you'll see it, and even if you see it, it's gonna be so expensive, like 600,000 silver in raid,
Mm.
where like a brand new account, 600,000 silver is basically almost all your silver,
Yeah,
right?
pretty
You
much.
don't have, you're not farming the highest difficulties of anything at that
Mm.
point. So, yeah, it's not like that. And I mean, like Watch of Realms as an example has gear that it slowly has the market that slowly progresses with your account, and it can show you from when you very first start, it can show you like very low gear, and then when you reach a point, it unlocks mythical gear, which is the highest quality of gear that you can get, but it has a cost, and it's also random. You don't see the substats of the item that you're gonna buy, but at least it's there. It's available. That you can maybe gamble. Okay, I'll spend some of my silver for this, and we'll see how it rolls. And uh,
Mm.
it's still a pretty cool thing to have there, knowing that as you're progressing through, it becomes better and better.
Yeah, like in Dragonair, it's true. It's not something that's gonna be every day, but you can purchase legendary scrolls, like legendary skill tomes or epic skill tomes,
Mm.
and you can purchase other goodies that I already purchased, and they're gone for the day, you know. But I wish we would see some improvement on the market in raid as well. Just scale a bit with the level and give me something, something. They can be at so many things because we have like what a gazillion currencies. Add one small soul stone. Add soul stones a month as well, the small ones. Add some charms. Add a couple of chaos ores, or hell, maybe even add fragments for an epic champion. How cool would be that idea? And just randomly, you're gonna have to hunt them every single day, you know? Now, moving over to
Yeah.
the real thing, okay? And this is probably the best feature I've ever experienced in any of these games, okay? In any of these games. And I'm talking about theme presets, I'm talking about profiles. That's something that Ray
Right.
needs desperately in the game now with the addition of the Curse City, guys. You've heard me mentioning it before, but you need to build like probably what? I don't know. You need 100 freaking teams in here. You need like 300
Yeah.
champions for this rotation. And maybe not that many, but you have the next rotation coming, the next rotation after. So this is going to be a game mode that will constantly evolve with new rotations. So just naturally, we will have to constantly build more champions and rebuild more champions and move gear more often and change masteries. That's another big issue that we have in here. Raid needs to evolve with that as well. They need to forget about 150 gems to change masteries when they're bringing so much content that constantly requires us to change masteries, you know. And in Dragonair, guys, check this out. So this is the one team that I'm running to farm Goblin. This is kind of like the campaign, you know. I'm getting levels to level up my champions, potions, and then you have these presets right here. So this, there are only 15 at the moment, but this is a new feature. The game launched and we were telling them, guys, you need to do something about it. And bang, they came with this and it's amazing. Like, I know how it is to play the game without it and with it. And it's wow, okay? And this is the team that I'm running current. But let's just say I want to change my team like this. And I have my gear right here equipped on all of my characters. But I don't want to go and pick every single one of the pieces and move them and pay silver costs at the same time. And hell, should I bother to remember builds for 200 or 300 champions, guys? Or the game should do that for us, you know? Like, I want to enjoy the game and I kind of like want to memorize more important things rather than putting all this useless information in my brain. You know what I mean? I'll rather read a book and
Yeah.
memorize the book rather than memorizing all this. You know, maybe it's just me. So it would be nice if Raid does something like this. Because right now, if I want to change this team, I don't have gear on all of them, by the way, because I've just chucked them in all together. But I can just go right here, go to equipment plan, and bang, we just got them in. And now I can use this team just by doing one click. That's it. I don't need to do nothing else. The game memorized the team, memorized their builds, and that's what I have available right now. The builds that I showed you before, which are kind of like half empty, you know, because I haven't built the whole team. But right now, let's just say I want to go back to this team. And this is what I have equipped on them. So right now I'm going to go here, equipment plan, and bang. Bring the team back. And not only that it memorizes the gear, but it even memorizes their positioning on the board. So that's something that Raid really, really, really needs in the game. And I feel like every single one of you guys will agree, you know. to have some sort of presets and profiles for teams where yes, you do need to go and build the teams and create the profiles, which takes you a few minutes to do it, but then it's there forever or till you guys decide to delete it, Does Watcher of Realms have anything similar with this, Cold Brew?
No. There's no presets at the moment, but they said they might introduce something like that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way to swap gear only, but there's no team preset like that.
Got you. So,
But at least in Watcher of Realms, you can see, other players, teams that have cleared specific encounter, like
for everything.
have something. Yeah. For the dungeons or for campaign, you can see the teams that were used.
So
So
basically, like
it's like,
you can see, for example, on this one, right? Like you can see all
yeah,
this.
but you can also see their gear. You
Okay.
click on them and see the
So
gear.
yeah, that's something that Raid is missing too. Like the main thing that people want to see once they see the champions is the gear. Like every single time they're asking, "What's Skratch? What's that build?" Like what's the gear on that team, or what do you think that guy was
Yeah.
using there? So I'm definitely feeling that, and I do think that it would be very nice for them to show the gear as well. The final thing that I want to mention, Cold Brew, I'm not sure if Watcher of Realms has anything similar with this, but in Dragonair, for example, we have friendly fights. Now, I know a lot of you guys have asked this for Raid for such a long time, and yes, it would be amazing to get it in, honestly. Friendly fights for Arena, friendly fights just to even test teams, man, would be absolutely amazing, and we don't have it in the game at the moment. Like in Dragonair, for example, they've hosted a community tournament with content creators, okay? And the way we've done everything, you don't even need to have necessarily a test server for it or anything, but you can go right here to your friends list, you can click on one of your friends, and you can duel him, man. Right here, you have the option to duel him and Niva. There we go. And I'm waiting for him to join me, and we can test teams, we can test builds, we can see what works, what doesn't, and it's for free. Okay, you don't need no currency whatsoever in order to do it, and yeah, it would be absolutely amazing to get some of these features. But guys, I just kind of like wanted to point that out because since the Curse City was released, I felt like the presets from Dragonair would be like godly in Raid Shadow Legends, and I said I'm gonna do a video and try to kind of like point it out to the people in charge. Maybe they're gonna watch the video, maybe they're not, of course, but I think that it would be an absolute amazing idea to have something like that in the game. Let us know as well what do you think in the comments down below. How I mentioned, I know a lot of you guys are playing both of these games, and this is not to throw shade at Raid or anything like that, because they are doing, of course, a lot of amazing things that I would like to see from Raid in the other two games as well, as an idea. But I feel like this will really, really help the game a lot, and I feel like most of you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, it's never bad to get some ideas from competition, and we already know Raid did it in the past.
Oh yeah.
Because I think some people have mentioned some of the bosses we had, the old bosses like Fire Knight, were from other games like Summoner's Glory, not Summoner's Glory, Summoner's War. So it's not like these games don't take ideas from each other. They do it because they want to be better. They see something good, they say, okay, I want that too in my game.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yep.
it's not just in games that this happens; it's everywhere. You'll see
Yep.
this everywhere. Facebook does it, then Twitter will do it, and you see it everywhere. If you open your eyes a little bit, you'll see on how competition is always good to have.
Yep, 100%, 100%. But that was all for the video, guys. Make sure you guys check over the Watcher of Realms website if you are playing the game. Make sure you head over and check out Cold Brew's channel as well, guys. And very curious to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, much love. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching till the end, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.